Hi, Rebecca here again, and today we are going to learn some general conversation, so it will help both people who are trying to learn. So I'm just going to get started. So I've decided to go outside because it's warm, it's sunny outside. So we are going to do our conversation outside. So let's get started. So first question that I'm going to ask is about travel. So what country would you like to travel to and why? I love to travel. So if I was going to travel, I would go to Spain because I love the weather in Spain. I like that it is always sunny. I also like that there is a lot of coast because I enjoy going to the beach. So I would definitely go somewhere along the coast with the sea and the coastline. I also like that Spain has a really rich culture. I love the culture of Spain. I love the flamenco. I love the tapas. I love the food, the Mediterranean diet. So I would definitely love to travel to Spain more. Interesting. And do you like to fly when you're traveling? Or do you prefer other types of transport? So I don't actually enjoy flying very often. I don't like the airport because it can be quite stressful and it takes a long time. I think the airport process is very long. You have to wait for boarding, you have to go through security. So I don't enjoy flying and I don't like flying for long distances. But I do like going on holidays, so I will fly if I have to. I also like going on the ferry. So, for example, you can go on the ferry to France. I like that because it is more relaxing, it's very calm. And I like to travel by train because it's very fast. I prefer train over bus because the bus you can feel a little bit sick. But I think train is very nice and relaxing. Do you prefer to travel by bus or by taxi? Of course, it is much easier to travel by taxi as it comes to you and then you go exactly where you want. However, it can be a lot more expensive to travel by taxi, so usually I travel by bus, even though the bus is a lot cheaper, but sometimes you have to walk to the bus. And I also think that buses are very unreliable. They don't always turn up and they don't run very often. So I would prefer taxi, but if there was a bus, I would probably get the bus because it's cheaper. Interesting. So now I'm going to ask you about the seasons and the weather. What is your favorite season and why? And what is your least favorite season and why? My favorite season is definitely summer because it is warm and sunny and the days are longer. There's more daylight. So I prefer the summer. I know other countries can get too hot like Spain or down beside the equator, but in Ireland and the UK, summer is the best. And my least favorite season is definitely winter. I hate winter because it is so cold, so dark. The days are very short, and I do not like being cold. What would you usually do on a sunny day at home? On a sunny day, I would usually go for a walk. I would walk my dogs and I would also go out for lunch and sit in the sun. I would meet up with some friends and try and do something fun because it's not always sunny. So, like a picnic or an activity, I would maybe try and play some tennis and do something active. What would you do on a rainy day at home? It is rainy often, so I usually watch TV. I stay inside and maybe watch a movie or listen to music, or I would make the dinner. I would also read my book and just enjoy being inside and having a lazy day, not do very much if it's raining. Are you interested in fashion and clothes? Yes, I love to see what people are wearing. I love to see what celebrities wear on the red carpet. And I also like to follow the fashion trends and see what is popular at the moment. So I like to shop. I like to buy new clothes for the season. So if it's summer, I usually buy more summer clothes. And if it's winter, I buy some more coats. I think fashion and clothes is very interesting because it shows what people are like. It shows your personality, if you're interested in it or if you're not. So I enjoy wearing lots of different clothes. Do you follow the news on the newspaper or on the TV? So I do not enjoy the news. I think the news is very depressing and very sad. So I like to switch the TV off and not look at the newspapers. However, my family like to watch the news and it is on TV, so sometimes my family have it on the TV. I find it very scary at times. And also newspapers, my dad loves to read the newspaper and I think it has a lot of sad stories. But I also know it is important to know what is going on in the world. So sometimes I read the newspaper if there's a big story, like there's a political election on, or if something big has happened. So I do know it's important to know. So I would talk with my friends about the news. I'd rather talk about the news. I'm going to ask a question about art. I am going to ask to think of a piece of art. I want you to describe what is it, how much would it cost, and why do you like it? So my favorite piece of art is The Starry Night by Van Gogh. I would like this in my house because I think it is a beautiful painting. It is a type of impressionism, which is a very interesting, and it's not very realistic. It's just an impression of the art. So I think it's easy to understand what it is. This is a painting of the Starry Night. It's a blue sky with swirls, blue swirls, and it's over a town and there are stars. And I think it's nighttime and it's very beautiful. This painting is currently in a museum in America, I think, and it is probably one of the most famous paintings in the world. So I don't think I could put a price on it. It's probably priceless. And it's very popular. I've seen it on a lot of clothes, on mugs, on magazines and books. So it's everywhere. And I would not be able to put a price on it, but I would love to have it in my home. I think you can get prints. And put a fake version in your home. I'm going to ask some questions about art from your country. What are some traditional types of art in your country? I think the most popular type of art in Ireland is like traditional art, so quite realistic pictures, especially of farm animals. I think there's a lot of pictures of cows, paintings of cows and horses and of the farm and of people working, so people doing the land. So I think traditional realistic art is the most popular in Ireland. Do you think children should study art in school? Yes, of course I think children should study art in school. I think art is very important to learn about the history of art and also to learn about creativity. So not only copying pieces of art, but I think it's very important for children to be creative and to create their own pieces of art, use their imagination and use different styles. So cubism, impressionist, realist, every type of style to see what they prefer the most. That's just a little bit on art. So I'm going to finish up there, and that is all the conversation that we're going to learn today. See you later.